Hey guys, welcome to the first ever Legion podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy, and I'm joined by
Billie Eyelash.
Billy Eilish.
Billie Eyelash.
Billy Island. I didn't see. I didn't know if you were gonna respond for a good second there. It was like, and I'm joined by, and then there's this pause, and I'm like,
I was like, what should I
yeah,
say?
can
What
can
what can I say?
can he hear me? Like, did he hear that I'm like starting? Gosh, but
No. No.
not today. But you know, as I said, thanks for stopping in. First ever, podcast of hopefully many more to come. it's it's uh it's gonna be a trek. I mean, meanwhile, how about we take and talk about the weather situation right now? How about that? This humidity, this death defying odds kind of stuff when you exit your front door here in Arizona.
Exit your front door. I mean, become part of your front door?
Usually I just jump off the balcony,
Oh, yeah, yeah, shortcuts.
Yeah, I take
You
I
know,
take I
when you're in
take
a
the
time crunch, you
invisible
gotta go.
stairs. The invisible stairs.
And
Oh
the boss
man.
man calls, it's time to go.
And I'm not talking
He says,
nature's calling. I'm saying nature's screaming. You know. God.
that's when you just run through anything that's in front of you. Come on now.
Like a complete juggernaut, just take and blow through everything. Okay. Here's a fun little story. So, in in our younger years, myself and a good friend of ours, Joey, we would go every single year. At one point, I think we were going twice a year to Universal Studios, Los Angeles, California. And I mean, we would go there, and at the time, I mean, I was bigger than I am now, weight wise, not height wise, and I would just plow through people, not like physically harming people, but I literally just charge through people to get to different things and cruise along. And for being such a big guy, they lost me so often. It was pretty funny, but they called me the Juggernaut, and so I thought it was kind of funny that out of all the things we think of, is Juggernaut is the word that comes to mind. It's like, but
Delicious.
but yeah. Anyways, yeah, jumping off the balcony. Check. Do not try this
Shortcuts,
at
bro.
home, kids. Thank you very much. I
If it
t-
happens, it's not our problem.
Yeah, I know. I literally I just saw a news story the other day. This just came to mind as well. Saw a news story the other day on a woman. I think it was like New York or something like that. Jumped from her balcony window with her dog and committed suicide.
With her dog, bro. The
With
dog
her
probably didn't
with
want
her
no
dog.
part.
I was thinking about the dog on the way down. It's like, where the heck is my owner taking me? Like,
Bro, that's like every freaking everything we used to watch in high school. We'd be like, oh, the poor dog. You know, there's like a
the
tornado
the
going
dog
on.
always is like the situational hazard of the moment because you see a movie and there's this huge battle scene and your favorite character's in the war. As soon as the dog enters the picture, all eyes on the dog.
Oh, the
If
dog.
that
Yeah,
dog
why is
better
the dog
live.
here?
That dog better live, and if it doesn't live, the movie, the television show, whatever it may be, does not live up to its its reputation. No matter how good or how bad the entire rest of it was, that dog dies, it gets a 1-star rating. Simple enough. I mean, hell.
Sad story, dog dies.
There's been movies like that where I didn't even understand. Sorry, I'm opening a bag of little popcorn. There's been movies like that where it's just so confusing, where you're watching and you're following along and you're like, okay, this makes sense, and then the very end of the movie, it's just like everyone dies, and you're sitting there scratching your
Yeah,
head
and you're
going,
like, what?
this is supposed to be like the thing that fills up my brain with happiness.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
nice snack.
that the Star Wars movie that came out, Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was the biggest Star Wars bomb possible.
Just because the dog died.
I, I don't know if there were any dogs on that planet, but
Yeah, there's not even a dog, so it's automatically just a
I'm
loss. You know,
scared.
you spent too much money on it. There's no dogs. Psh, waste of money immediately.
Hell, I actually was just doing a trivia just a little while ago on Star Wars, and Star Wars. I think it's A New Hope, or maybe it's something else. I think it's A New Hope. Had like 150 people for their entire cast. That's it. Like that was it. Whole thing. Which is,
And then what? The rest was
I think it's kind of
extras.
small. No, no, no. That was it. That was all the people. Extras, cast, everything. All the people. 150 something.
Dang.
Sure.
Man, I mean, money's getting tight, but I didn't know it was that tight.
Well, then again, that came out in heck. I don't even know when it came out. That's the funny thing. Let's see. Can we get a look up on that one? A New Hope release date. When did it come out? It came out in May 25th, 1977. So almost the same year as my truck. So it's pretty dang old.
It's pretty dang old.
Mm-hmm. But that's crazy. The cast being that small. But yeah, back to dogs. As soon as that sucker
You know,
dies,
dogs movies,
Mhm.
no.
Yeah, back in high school, back in school in general, anytime there was a dog involved in anything, everyone got their
Everybody was
heart
like, the
stopped.
dog,
No. Yeah, the dog.
the
Wait, the
dog.
dog. The dog. Yeah.
Dog's getting sucked up by a volcano. Where's the dog?
Stop the movie! Stop the movie! just pause it before the dog dies, and we'll just say that's the end. But,
Exactly, you know. They all lived happily ever, kindish ever.
what?
Exactly.
Gosh. What is your favorite animal?
Well, I gotta say a fox, because
Really?
it's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat and a dog.
Tell me more. I'm being
They're,
genuinely serious. Okay, a fox is something that I've maybe heard that once in my life as someone's favorite animal. That's interesting.
yeah, it's more or less because, like I said, they're a dog and they're a cat at the same time. They've got both the good things with them. They've got like the dog's intelligence plus the cat's mobility. You know what I'm saying? Like they're smart.
No.
They are very smart and very small, but for as small as they are, they're still terrifying. Like you don't hear many stories about people getting killed by foxes, but that's probably because the people who were reporting it got killed by a fox.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. I mean, like, would you own a fox if you could?
Hell yeah. Oh my god, yeah, bro, are you kidding me?
Like, you'd have a fox in your apartment.
Oh yeah. Like I said, they're small, they're easy to take care of. I want to say their main diet would be meat, and particularly because of how, like, because they're a dog. It's like a German
Look,
Shepherd.
I can
It's more
get
like
you a
a
fox,
Husky.
but she's gonna charge you hourly.
I don't think we're talking about the same type of fox here, man.
Okay, okay. Is yours
Yeah,
hairless
no,
or
but
does it have hair?
what?
Your fox.
What? What?
Does it have hair? Are we talking about a person
My
here, or are we talking about like the dog cat thing?
the
I'm just
animal.
messing with you. I get that. Wait a minute. They're all animals. We're animals. But
Wait a minute.
well,
Everything
you
is
have
a
what?
lie.
A cat and 2 dogs right now.
Also, they're like ferrets. They're kind of adorable. Not
So
gonna lie.
you're a ferret person.
No, I'm not a ferret person for one reason only, because they're disgusting.
They stink. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
I
they
see
are
these videos all the
terrible.
time on social media about this one ferret guy I think he's got like 3 or 4 ferrets, and I'm thinking like, dude, your house must stink. Unless you got like
Yeah, honestly.
some dang good, odor repellent, your house gonna stink.
Yeah. No, well, it's not only that. It's like my mom had ferrets, and
Really?
yeah, I
What?
just didn't.
I never knew
Yeah, she
that.
had ferrets. Yeah, she's had ferrets before. It was not a pleasant time having to clean up after them, or have to take them out of their kid. They're cool. They're little fur balls. They're like the 360 dusters. You know what I'm talking about? They're like that, but they're annoying.
Hmm. And you
Because
can eat
like you're
them.
like, oh, I just clean. No,
Oh,
No,
okay.
they have like no nutrition, no nutritional
I'm just
value.
messing with you. I've never ate a ferret. I don't plan on ever eating a ferret.
I do not
Just putting it out
recommend
there.
it.
Wait, what? You've ate ferret?
No, but I guarantee you the equivalent to nutrition for it would be like horse meat.
There's a lot of nutrition in horse meat.
Actually, there's not.
I, I, why would a horse not have as much nutrition as a cow? It's like the same, around the same size. Certain horse breeds, of course.
Yeah, the same size, same weight, but it's like I don't know what's going on with them. I think it's just something with their proteins and what they consume. But like a cow eats mainly grass for some reason, and it gets a lot
Well, it's
of
got
more
multiple
protein, and
stomachs.
it's a lot more nutritious than it's. So you know what's in cat food, right?
Whoa! Look! I look it up. It says data demonstrated that higher levels of that word, which I can't read, and the other word, which I can't read, in horse meat that in beef and pork may be actually beneficial to human health. Horse meat and bone meal are a good source of some minerals and vitamins.
Some, but
But then at the
look
same
up what
time, like right below it, it says U.S. Horse meat is unfit for human consumption because of the uncontrolled administration of hundreds of dangerous drugs and other substances to horses before slaughter. These drugs are often labeled not for use in animals used for food that will be eaten by humans. So,
not healthy.
but then the one under that says horse meat is good for you. So it looks like it's a never-ending loop. I don't ever think I'd eat a horse, unless okay, if I was in some like dire situation, like end of the world kind of stuff, where it's like I literally needed food, I'd eat a horse,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
But
yeah. That would be the only
I'm
case,
not
in
gonna.
particularly because of like
Yeah, I'm not
they
gonna
aren't
run to the horse
necessarily.
and eat it.
It's not necessarily just the medicines that they give them. It's not very good for anything.
Well,
It's
yeah,
also
I
like
want to ride that sucker. I love riding horses.
exactly. But like if you go look at the ingredients for cat food, horse meat's number one.
No way.
Yeah,
No
they
way.
Friskies, the cat food people have even come out and said that they use horse meat in their cat food, and it's just not very good.
I'm looking it up right now. In the 1920s, according to Nestle, slaughterhouses opened pet food companies to dispose of horse meat. It
Yep.
remained the major ingredient until the 1940s. Today, most companies do not profess to use horse meat, partially for fear it would discourage people from buying the product. Which makes sense, you know.
Yeah, Oh yeah, what'd you feed your cat today? Horse meat.
Oh, I fed a friend's horse. Yeah, he sold it down the street to me. Yeah. God.
The
Okay?
best
But can you
investment I've
imagine
ever
back?
made.
Okay, so like right there, it just said the dates. Can you imagine back in the day? You know, you're in the 1920s, 30s, 40s. Um, and wait a second. Did it say 20s or did it just say 40s and up? Yeah, 20s to around the 40s. Can you imagine you're just going outside? You're like, well, I gotta feed the animals. Better kill my horse and just
Yeah,
slicing and dicing a horse right there on your property and then feeding it to your. I understand like pigs because pigs will literally eat anything. Okay,
anything and
but
everything.
killing your horse to feed your other livestock, I don't know. That just sounds just terrible.
It is too. It's also a sacrifice if you think what it is a complete sacrifice because like that's a good mobility gain right there, having a horse, being able to run around.
Well, yeah.
But
Again, it comes
people
back to
did
like
it.
I'd do it if I was gonna starve.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that makes sense. I mean, your favorite animal is a fox. My favorite animal is a little bit bigger. I love elephants. Love
I was
elephants.
about to say a hippo.
No, I'm not saying what I look like. I'm saying what I like as an animal. But no, elephants are just I don't know. There's just something about them. They're just beautiful creatures. They can be majestic yet kill someone within like a second. So
I can agree with that, but also I gotta give you some disrespect because I had a teacher in high school I did not like who loved elephants.
so now you hate elephants. What?
Pretty much. She literally made one of her extra credit things to go buy her like a little elephant statue for her desk.
What teacher is this?
I don't even remember her name, but she
Was
was
she
at
old?
Slope. Yeah.
No way. Was it Miss Johnson?
No, no,
Oh,
no. John, I think I like Johnson.
I love
It was
Johnson.
somebody
Oh my
else.
gosh. So for those of you that
They
don't
were
know
like,
Destin and I's backstory, we met in high school and hung out, chilled a lot. He ended up leaving. You know, he's older than me. So, yeah, that's how we know the same teachers and things like that nature. You know. So, yeah, but no,
indeed.
Miss Johnson
Hey,
was a sweetheart. Not to mention, complete complete badass. All right,
oh,
that
John
woman.
online class?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like her.
What?
She
What?
sucks.
I love
She's the
that
reason
woman.
why I had to leave.
Oh, she's the woman she's the woman that made me graduate.
She's the one who had to make me leave just for not communicating to a teacher, just for not talking to somebody. She's the reason why I failed.
Well, you win some, lose some. For
Something
me,
like that, man.
I used to fool around. I was not a very good student. That's just a fact. Um, and I mean, she literally got me through my senior year of high school. Without her, I would not have graduated on time. No, sir. But do you know her
Yeah.
backstory or no?
She used to eat the coolant you put in your AC.
No,
I think that's her
no.
backstory, right? She was
So
that kid.
no. So this teacher, okay, was she probably? I would bet that she was maybe 5 feet
Ate too
tall.
much antifreeze.
No. So she was probably what, like 5 feet tall? Would you say? Would you say she was like 5 feet? 5 foot
Less, bro.
less. So this little tiny old lady, full white head hair, um, she's telling us about her, back in the day kind of story, and so she was way back when meets her then husband who passed on in the military, right? So it's already like, oh, okay, so you're a veteran. She's like, yeah. So we asked her, what did you do? And she was a paratrooper, paratrooper. Yeah. You know what that is or
Are you asking me?
not? No, I'm asking the other person that's in the podcast.
Oh, Joey? Yeah. I
No,
don't think he.
I don't think he's gonna
I don't know if
respond.
he does.
Okay, but no.
I don't think so either. Yeah, but I know what a paratrooper is.
Yeah. So she tells us that. Not only that, but she also said, like, I guess her family was connected with what's it called, the Kennedys, and so her mom was some big wig or something like that, and was connected with the Kennedys and friends with all of them, and then JFK died, of course, but she went over. She was stationed in Germany at one point. She was stationed in I think Afghanistan at one point. She was all over the world, which is cool. Comes back home, decides, you know what, I'm gonna go into something that I can still be more helpful with. So she goes into law enforcement. She becomes a deputy for Maricopa County. You know, so again, she goes from normal little old lady, or well, I guess she would have been young, young little lady at the time, into being military, then paratrooper trained. Then she leaves that, goes and becomes a deputy, and then after all this, she's like, you know what? I'll become a teacher, and she'll become.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
like,
teach. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna go teach kids in
I'm like,
school.
what did the adrenaline junkie like wear off or something? What happened? She was showing us scars and stuff like that about how, like, when she was in when she was in her deputy position, she got tossed around and slammed by people all the time and runners that were trying to. It was just like, this woman is like some crazy. And you just see her now and you're like, she's just this little old lady. But it's funny. That's like a perfect example of don't judge a book by its cover, because it's like you never know, like, people, anything in general, what they've done, what they're going through. what they're going to do. It's always a page turner, no matter who or whatever you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I've got somebody I work with right now who worked in the police department in Russia. She was also a
Russia.
part of an infantry unit. Yeah.
Wow.
So she was doing stuff and then she became a CNA. Well, she went this is the way she said she did it. She said that she went from the military to becoming a police officer. From the police officer, she went up and then she decided it was time to go do something a little bit more relaxing and to help out the community further. And she moved to the US. So she decided to become a uh, a CNA.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. So she
Now,
knows she knows what's
now,
up.
for the viewers that don't know what a CNA is, you want to briefly describe it to them?
It's a nursing assistant. We go by NA most of the time because there's LNA, which means you get hired faster. There's CNA, which is the basic terms of certified nursing assistant, which is just a nursing assistant no matter which way you look at it.
Yeah. What do you
So we
do
we
though?
just go by NA most of the
What do you
time.
do?
We do all the fun care stuff, you know. I don't want to go too much into detail about it, but we do mostly with the patient most of our day. Every time we're clocked in for 8 hours,
Do
we're
you
with
like
them, taking
wipe old
care of
man
them,
Philip's
feeding
butt?
them. Yeah, that's part of it. We're also in charge of dressing people.
What?
Uh, you know, yeah. If
So
they're
I
if they're
could go like
bedbound,
move in there and you'd have to change my diaper.
no, I would tell you to change your diaper because you're capable. We we have access to medical records to see whether or not you are capable or incapable of doing some tasks. And then PT comes in and does like some swallow test and some other tests.
Wow.
One of the tests I would recommend to you is we have a psychologist on the site most of the time. Uh, we should probably, yeah, you should definitely go try one of those out.
Yeah, maybe I should also, while I'm at it, talk to a nutritionist as I eat some Cheetos.
Yeah, no, we don't. Facility we won't have any nutritionists per se.
You
We just
seriously
have
don't
like
have any
people.
nutritionists?
No, no. We have everybody as far as right now is on a bland diet.
Like what?
It's bland. That's pretty much self-explanatory. No flavor.
What
No
like
flavor,
like
no high in grease. The basic stuff.
what's a casual lunch at a mental hospital?
A mental hospital.
Yeah.
A mental hospital, you can have whatever you want pretty much. Just
What
like
okay,
I
are you
I
like a retirement home or a mental hospital or like what do you exactly
we're a healthcare facility that specifies in what chronic illnesses, I would say, like kind of like I wouldn't say post, but we're also an LTC, which is a long-term care facility, and or that's an LT, long-term care. LT. There's a C
Come
somewhere
on.
in there, but
Come
there's
on.
there's a P in there. But yeah, we specialize in long-term care, and yeah, we're pretty much focused. We don't have a trach unit or anything like that. We have the basics, like I said. We deal with people not we don't really deal with too many diabetic people in
Mm,
particularly because we've had a lot of problems with trying to give them their care in particular because we do not have the proper means for
like a
proper
diabetic ward or
uh
something.
nah, there's not a diabetic ward, but there is facilities that do accept more diabetic people than we do, and particularly because the proper uh they have the proper staff for it and they do have the proper means of it basically having the dialysis machines and all that. They have special diets for them. They have people that actually come out of the kitchen to talk to them about their diet, and the kitchen actually looks over what their diet card says and what they were being fed in the hospital.
Now, I remember
So
you
like this is how it goes. It goes like you go into the hospital, you stay there, you get your operation done, your life-saving operation. If you're diabetic, you're either put on or like if you're on a high sodium diet, low sodium diet, that's all there. If if you need to be carb counted, which is something for diabetics, that happens. That's on there, and they carb count your stuff, which we at our facility that I currently work at, we do not have the ability to do that because we are severely understaffed, like everywhere.
Hmm.
But it takes time to really go and dig through those files, and it's like we have to contact, well, we don't have to contact the hospital, but we have to talk to the DON. The DON looks over some of the nutrition stuff, approves it, disapproves it, looks at their medical files, sees what type of, if they're diabetic, non-diabetic, if they have low sodium, high sodium, what type of operation they've had, and he understands because the DON is an RN. I'm pretty sure he's higher than an RN. He's got more training than an RN.
Hmm.
He runs and overlooks all the nurses. He overlooks all the medical things that are getting done.
So
He
he's your
talks about
boss.
complaints. Yeah, yeah, he's the highest of the highest next to the CEO who owns the building.
Well, the CEO wouldn't own the building. The CEO is chief executive officer. The owner is the one that owns the building.
Well, our CEO, I think he's the owner of the building,
Oh, oh, okay. Hmm.
but he's above him. He just basically manages the basic stuff like pay, talking to people, handling some of the complaints like about food, like if it's cold or something, if people are being disrespectful. He goes in there with our DON and then talks to them and they see what they can resolve it or not, what needs to be done. Basically, the DON and everybody above is just the complaint and the health overlooker, I would say.
Hmm. All right. Here's a good question for you right here. All right. If you were to go back in time, would you choose the same profession you're in now?
I'd probably be in college right now studying for an exam.
About what?
Probably be trying to become a doctor.
Mm.
A doctor's a lot of work, let me tell you. It's easier to become an RN than it is to become a doctor. Like
Indubitably.
for an RN, yeah, there's like what? So there's some chemistry involved, there's math involved, so you got to take advanced math. You've got to take and study. You have to study the human body, the human cells, the human blood, all sorts of stuff like that. That's just to become an RN. But a doctor, you have to study a specific field. Like if I wanted to become like a cardiac doctor, to prescribe cardiac meds, you can do that. But there's a lot more like like finite things you got to study in that particular field. Like you still have to go over the human body. You practically have to do most of the RN work, but there's a lot more stuff there.
That's all right. Where would you go back though? Like I'm not talking about like I'm talking about like old school. Here, okay. No worries. I heard everything you're saying, but I'm not talking about going back like a couple years. I'm talking about going back eons, millenniums. But just
I mean, I don't got many centuries, so
yeah,
like
that's
there's
true.
not much to choose.
No, I'm
There's
saying,
not
I'm saying,
much
I'm
to
saying,
choose
you're
from.
imagine like you teleported in the exact age that you're at now, and you went to, you know, for instance, like ancient Greece or something like that. Would you still try to be some kind of a doctor, or do you think you'd go towards something else? Do you think you'd be like
I don't think
I
you
always
could
find it
be a
interesting
doctor
that
back then.
no, they were witches and warlocks to other people, but yes, doctors existed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, they
You
had
get murdered
doctors
on the
at that
spot.
time. Before that, before way back, that's when it was like doctors were rare and they were more like miracle workers, is what Have you seen the movie oh the Princess Bride? That's what it is. Princess Bride. You ever seen Princess Bride?
I think I have.
There's a scene in there where they go and see, Miracle Max is his name, and he's a type of doctor is really what he is. He's a miracle worker and same time doctor ends up bringing this guy back from the dead. So, well, he's only mostly dead, I should say. But
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
I
I definitely
honestly wouldn't.
I don't think I'd choose the same profession I'm in now back then. Well, half the stuff that I'm doing now wasn't invented back then, but the other half it was, and it was grueling, and they didn't get paid at the time. So any year before, heck, I don't even know, before 1800s. No, they got paid at that time. Only the wealthy ones. Really bad pay, but whatever. But yeah, dude, seriously, that's cool though. So if you were to
Yeah,
take
no, I wouldn't.
job aside, if you
I
were
would
to
jump.
travel to any year, or any time period, what would you do? The job aside, just let's say you wanted to go there and sightsee. What is that go to date? What is that time? Do,
I
do,
don't know.
do, do.
I would jump into the future, honestly.
Oh, really? You'd rather go
Yeah.
forward, not backwards? No. Well,
Yes, sir.
like how far forward would you want to go?
As far as I could possibly go.
That's pretty far.
No, I'd probably jump like a couple centuries because the medical field's always improving. There's new stuff always being added, new things to study, you know.
Yeah. There. Yeah, that's true. Well, dang. That'd be so long. There's a lot of stuff to take and think about future wise. Like you being in the medical field, the pushes and the new experiments and all that stuff that leads into new developments on medicine fields. You know, that alone would be something interesting to see. If we take and fix the one problem that hasn't been fixed before, which is dying, no matter what. Everyone, yeah,
Death is inevitable.
there's guys on my crew on my job site who say a saying, and it's pretty true, and it's there's only one day. No, I think they say they say there's only 2 days in which you don't get 24 hours on this earth. When you're born and when you die. In other words, you got to make those 24 hours worth as much as possible, because you only get 2 days where you're not here the full 24. So every other day you're here for the 24. Make those 24 worth it. Make them something that's going to be a game changer. So then again, at the
Yeah,
same time, I
you
think they're
know.
saying it because we're close to dying all the time.
I mean, yeah, with all this pollution and stuff, yeah. My main saying is like, well, I have like two main sayings, you know.
Mhm.
Every day I wake up, it's not a given.
Yeah.
It's never a guarantee, you know. So you gotta work with what you got, and it kind of helps like alleviate people like to step in your way and get in your like you got a plan for the day, and they like to like fucking just slap you in the face, you know.
Yeah.
Like it just makes your day faster because it's just the one person, you know. You can deal with that. That's just nothing.
Well, one of my other big sayings that I might have even sorry, I'm eating a sandwich. I might have even put it down as my senior quote back in high school. I think I might have. I don't remember exactly, but it was life doesn't give you a rule book, so sometimes you have to write your own. Which, in most cases, is
So that's why
completely
you
true.
violate so much OSHA rules.
No, no, no. But in a way, it's true. There are rules to life technically, but sometimes you got to improvise. Sometimes you got to write that page that's not in there. Hence the OSHA rules.
You know, yeah, I can kind of see that, but some rules have a purpose.
Well, yeah, of course. It's to prevent certain things from occurring.
Mhm.
But, all right, all right. Let's choose another topic. Let's go. Let's go towards the video game bracket. All right. We're both nerds. We both have played video games pretty much our entire lives. All right.
That's an understatement.
I was
As
playing
soon
in
as they
my
came out
mama's
the womb,
womb.
Yeah, bro, straight out the womb, man. Call of Duty. Woo! Enemy AC 130 above. Ah!
What was that starting game for you that just like tipped you into the day and age where it's like, I need to play video games? What was it?
There's a lot. There's a
Well,
lot.
we're-
That's a
you
really
know, go
specific
ahead, start
question.
start naming them off. Go ahead.
I don't even remember the name of some of the video games I played, and honestly, probably none of the kids who are probably listening right now do either.
Name them off.
Because
We go
I used to
ahead.
play on Nintendo 64. That's what started me off.
Okay.
That was like the gaming system of choice back then. And then the PlayStation 2 came out. That was a big improvement. Graphics, quality, everything, man.
What did you play on there?
Black Ops 1, are you kidding me?
See, I had a PlayStation 2 when I was younger. I had a PlayStation 1 as well. And I tell you, the things that I played on there were mainly racing games. I remember there was always dirt bike games and racing games all the time. You know, shooter games
Oh,
weren't
bro, Need for
exactly.
Speed.
Yeah, shooter games weren't exactly like the big hype yet. They were getting up there for sure, but they weren't. They weren't the thing to be, playing. I think the world just hadn't gotten used to shooting video games yet.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
you know, it all kind of. Well, for instance, what was the first system? I can't even think. What was the first video game system? Do you know?
I think it was no, it was you know those one things that you would plug into the TV?
GameCube, Atari.
Yeah, it was Pong.
Oh, Pong. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Pong was one of the first ones to play. That was, I believe, on an
The
Atari machine.
very first.
1972. Odyssey. The Magnavox Odyssey. The brown box was licensed to Magnavox, which released the system in 1972. Really? So 1972 was like, wow. My dad said he grew up with a couple TVs in his house, and it was, his friends always wanted to come over because it was a rare thing to have multiple TVs, if not one TV at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Color didn't even exist back then.
yeah, they were still dealing with wagon wheels and, horses and buggies. No. But yeah, my dad told me, I mean, one of my friend's dad, he still plays on his GameCube. He's got it originally from when he first got it, and he still plays on it. He's got a little area on his back porch that he's set it up, and that's his little
Heck,
corner.
heck yeah, man.
But yeah, but I grew up with all the racing games. Then I finally switched over when I started playing Halo. Was what switched me to shooter games. Which, I mean, Halo, Spartan Assault, Halo, ODST, Halo 3, Halo 4, you got all the different reaches, of course, like the big one. But everyone's gonna freaking about my order and how things go and how I said certain things, but it's
Yeah.
it is what it is. But and then I played Halo 5 as well recently when that one came out. I don't know, probably a few years ago, if not like a while ago. I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I mean, I've played Call of Duty, of course. I've played, all the old school ones. Then I played the old school Battlefields, and then, of course, I graduated up. I mean, I grew up on a Wii. It was really what I grew up on. I started playing,
Oh
like I
God.
said, I started playing on like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, but the system that really, like, my family was playing video games on was the Wii. Is what we did for fun. You playing like the bowling and all that kind of fun jazz. The two tanks attacking each other. You have to drive around and you're screaming at the top of your lungs because that tank's about to kill you and you're trying to kill it and da 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 da. And so, yeah, it was just old school family time.
Oh yeah.
Did your parents play video games with you or no?
Heck no.
Heck no. Your dad didn't
Heck
play.
no. My dad did,
Oh,
but
see,
like my grandma, no.
your grandma? No, she
Yeah,
just smacked you upside the head and said, "Get to school."
no, well, that's every time I kicked on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah. I
She
just heard an
said, "It's two
Xbox
o'clock in
noise.
the morning. What do you
I
do?"
just heard an Xbox noise in the background. But no, we're both Xbox people now, both of us. I don't have the PlayStation 5, nor do I have any want to get the PlayStation 5. I know I don't have the Xbox either. The Xbox what, Series X, correct? Is the new one.
Yeah,
I don't have that. I don't have any intention of getting it. It's just like, you know what? Why am I gonna waste my money? It's cool to have the new game, the new system, and it's kind of like wow. At the same time, why am I gonna spend all this money for something that I don't necessarily need? I work too often to where I can actually play video games. I try and make time for things like this, where it's like a simple podcast, or I've got all my stuff going for my other video game servers and stuff like that, for websites that I'm doing. We've got a clothing company, for God's sake, you know.
the
There's a lot of
clothing
stuff
and a
going on.
sticker company.
Hey, that's true. We got stickers now. But
Indeed, we do.
it's just, yeah. I mean, like, are you going to buy the new console?
No,
No. Why?
I'm building something better than a console.
Ah, that's right, that's right. Destin is a PC boy now.
I'm trying to be, but parts, bro, parts and money.
That's a deal breaker right there. That's a combo breaker.
Oh yeah.
But, I took, I built my first PC about a year ago. Spent over what I was looking to spend. Loved it to death. Immediately after I get this PC fully built up, I'm super satisfied with it. An old lady. Let me finish the bite. Excuse me. Old lady at my work is getting rid of her son's computer. He passed away, and she has no clue what it's worth. I walked in and did a little value assessment. I saw the words GeForce on it. I saw the words Corsair, so I figured, okay, it's probably worth my money. I didn't even know if the thing worked. Honestly. I get it. She gives me all the cords, everything like that. I go down to the computer shop, have the guy wipe it so that I don't have to deal with any of the kids' passwords or anything like that. And next thing you know, he's telling me, he's like, wow, like, I thought you just built your PC. Because I had my PC in with him, like, a little while before that new PC that I got. Because I had some issues. But,
Some issues.
yeah. But he's like, how much did you get this thing for? Where'd you get it? And I was like, oh, I told him the story, and I told him how much I paid for it, which was, I think it was like $250 or something like that. I don't remember what it was.
Like nothing.
Yeah, and it's because she went online and she looked up like a standard computer tower and stuff like that, which was around 700, and then she said, here, I'll mark it way down because I really like you. You're a good, you're a good guy, good kid, stuff like that. So like, all right, cool. So she does that, sells me. I go do the trade thing again, whatever. Guy tells me it's appraised over $3,000. He's like, dude, this thing's got everything that you need in it for a long time. You'll be set for a good while. And of course, then all of a sudden GeForce is like, let's put out the newest stuff. What is it, like the 3080 or something, or 3010, 310? I don't know what it is even at this point.
No, 30. I think you have a 3070.
Oh, 3070 is what it is right now.
I think what you got, but the newest one's a 3090.
Oh, 3090. No, I don't have that, but no. I have the ability to set up a second graphics card, so I'm gonna take you to do that probably. But that's not the point. The point is, I was flipping out. Great day. Took it home, cleaned it off, plugged it in. Everything was perfect. Real happy, and I've been using it since. This is my main computer, and then I still have that other computer that's built, sitting next to my desk. It's still got chock full of all my stuff that when I used it for like that month or two, and it's like, it's just a storage computer at this point. But I still love it. It's a sweet PC. The other one's really nice. It's clean. It's nice. And of course, I'll be setting it up eventually to have my other. I gotta buy a fifth monitor, is what it is. So. that's a slow process, but PC building is it's I'd say worth it. Honestly, I had a good time building it. It was fun. Um, very happy with my outcome so far. Justin, you're cranking away. You're building it too, but like, what's left on yours?
I've got storage, a processor, and a better monitor.
Good God. Okay. Well, storage, processor, good monitor.
The processor's gonna be 300. The storage is gonna be about 800. The monitor's gonna be about 100. So I've got about 600, $700 to put down on it.
Well, poof. Well then, that's eh, fun.
Yeah, expensive.
Yeah. Gosh. Well.
Yeah, it's quite expensive, I do gotta say, but it's worth it in the long run because in the end, you can literally just upgrade it.
Dang. It's a long haul, though. It's a long process. Meanwhile, I mean, like I said, I'm happy with my setup right now, and I still have my Xbox. I dropped the controller a couple nights ago, and I think I gotta buy a new controller. So that's great. I was I was all excited watching some television, and standing up there. It seriously, it felt slow motion as it like fell out of my hand. I don't know if you ever have those moments where like you feel it slipping and you still feel it, still feel it, still feel it until it's all the way fallen. And you're like, yeah, I could have prevented that. You're sitting there going, well, that was me with the controller. I could feel it, and then I was like, oh, it fell. And of course, when it fell, it hit. Battery shot out. My back piece shot off, and I'm like, oh man. So I put it back together, turn it on, and for some reason, it's like if you tap anything, it immediately like everything keeps trying to push to the right, and then it's like maybe the B is like crushed or something like that because something's wrong with the B key. You click that, and the thing opens and closes like 50 million times when you're watching a movie. So I was like, well, looks like I gotta get a new controller. It's of course this one's like that special purple controller, so it's all nice. And now it's like, dang it, man. But it is what it is. Whatever, get it done. I still play PC, so I haven't been on the Xbox
P-
since that happened
yeah,
a couple days ago.
PC's worth it.
Yeah, PC Master Race? Question mark. Oh, but, man, dude, phew. Man, I am whooped today after work. We didn't even work like towards the end there. I felt like I was dying because of the heat, but we didn't work that hard today. And man, I feel like I could go for a fat nap. Honestly, oh my heck. Whatever though, push through. Let's go. Oh, but all right. So moving on. I'm just gonna spitball this right out of the blue. Do you believe in aliens?
What?
Do you believe in extraterrestrial life?
Eh,
Really? I all the way. There's got to be something out there, man. How would we be alone in this whole universe? And there's multiple universes. It's like there's got to be something. There's got to be. You don't think there's anything out there? Really?
I think there is. It's just out of reach.
Not for long, buddy. We'll take it's a process of elimination. Try and fail, try and fail. The minute you actually fail is when you stop. So, if I mean, everyone's posting nonstop about like UFO sightings and like the government releasing an official statement saying yes, we have had multiple UFO sightings and occurrences and blah blah blah, and it's like, Now you've got everyone with a tinfoil hat standing outside, staring at the stars, expecting ET to come down and phone home. And it's like, you know, if they want to show themselves, they're going to show themselves. Because at this point, if they're here, then they clearly have enough technology and, you know, mental capacity to get themselves to this planet and to hide themselves and to do everything in that sense, you know? It's like, why the heck would this super smart race of beings or whatever, you know, come here and be like, yo, what's up? And plus, if anything, if they have the technology said to do all this, then they'd know for a fact that the Earth is not a safe planet.
Yeah. Everybody's thinking that this planet's on quarantine.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I was just talking about if you look up anything about, like, you know, all over the world, you see, like, you know, wars, nonstop, like, terror, fear, all that kind of stuff. You see people killing each other. You see things like that, like, nonstop. It's like, why would some alien race be like, yo, I'm gonna go land in this place. It looks like they're having a jolly old time. You know, look, oh, they just killed that
Exactly.
person. You know, it's like, they know that we are a hostile, species. So why would they want to land here, man? Crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy. But dude, aliens all the way, man. What about ghosts? You feel the same way about ghosts? Or no?
Paranormal activity does exist, and
Oh, I thought you were
there
talking
is
about the
such
movie
thing as
Paranormal
bad.
Activity.
Oh, that's some of it's. I think some of it's supposedly true from what they say, from what people believe. I don't know, but it's real. You don't you don't want to mess with bad things, because then bad things do happen. Because there is such. I believe that there is such things as evil, evil entities in this world.
Well, yeah, you're sitting right here.
Bruh. Yeah,
No,
but no,
I
I
think the same way. There's
just
got to be some kind of a good and bad, you know.
no, there is, and it's quite horrifying if you ever get to see the bad.
What the heck you're talking? It sounds like you're talking from a personal experience.
And not personal experience. It's just that bad things do happen to people.
Well, yeah, that's life. That's how, as hard and horrible as it sounds, you know. Some guy gets hit by a bus. Hey, it wasn't his day. You know, I get hit by a bus tomorrow. It wasn't my day. It's just the process of elimination, but you have no control over it.
Yep.
You know, some guy takes and goes to work every single day at 7 in the morning, right? Every single day, repeats the exact same thing. One day, he forgets his watch, right? So he goes back to his house, gets his watch, and then now he's on the way to work, and a car wreck, that hit him and killed him, that happened at 7:0, or 7:10, right? Kills him. Meanwhile, if he didn't forget his watch, he wouldn't have been in that area at 7:10. He would have already been at work at 7. So it's like the littlest things that you don't have technically control over could change your entire world.
Yep. Things happen for a reason, my friend.
Mm-hmm. There's got to, it's got a funny way of showing itself, but yeah, there's definitely some wacky doodle stuff going on here. I could never get into
Yeah.
those paranormal movies and all that kind of stuff. It's just like it looked so fake, but at the same time, I'm not into that ghost stuff or demons and not my thing. Nuh-uh.
Yeah. You
Sorry,
wouldn't
drink
play
some
any of
water.
the games I've played.
Yeah, I'm not a zombie fan either. I mean, I watched zombie movies, played zombie games, things like that, but it's just like
Debatable.
what?
Debatable.
What?
That you've played any zombie games. You didn't even play Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies with me and Harley.
No, I don't like that.
but it's so much fun.
It was all silent for a second there. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I mean, I played like Dead by Daylight, Killing Floor.
Killing Floor is just fun.
Yeah, you were the one that gifted it to me.
I got you Killing Floor 1, right? Or Killing Floor 2?
I thought it was like Killing
I
Floor
think I got
4
you
or
1.
some crap.
Yeah, no, there's only 2 out right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm thinking of Dead by Daylight has that numerical value thing on it, doesn't it? Or what game am I thinking of with the number on it? I don't know. But I mean, I played those games. I mean, I played The Forest, but that's cannibals. But it's still kind of the same vibe. Things
Same
come and
horror genre,
trying to eat you.
technically.
Yeah, but I prefer to stick to my, my Minecraft. Where those zombies? Yeah, I play zombie games. I play Minecraft. You know. Yeah. Just chill moments.
But yeah,
Kind of do your own thing and chill out, have a good time. But I don't know, ghosts and
I
stuff.
prefer
Uh,
I prefer Dead Space.
I think
If
you're like,
I ever want to get scared, I prefer Dead Space. Dead Space is something else.
what about that Dead by Daylight? Is that pretty spooky?
I do not want to play that. It's too goofy of a game style. Third person, not something I want to be playing.
Or what's the other one that everyone's like freaking out about, saying it's like super scary? That one, give it. What is it called? It's like the picture of it is like that woman that's smiling with a huge smile. Oh, what movie is that? Not movie. What game is that?
I have no idea, my friend. No clue.
I don't know either. I don't remember. Whatever. It is what it is. Wow. Ghosts and stuff,
Indeed.
man. Like I'm telling you, if I was in my room taking a fat nap and I wake up and see some ghostly freaking thing hover above me, I thought I'd just have a heart attack right there. I'm gone. I'm checked out.
I wasn't alive in the first place.
Yeah. But, yeah.
One of the most horrifying games I've ever played was Dead Space.
Dead Space,
Dead Space was just, oh my god.
right? Oh my
And you wouldn't sleep.
god. I'm just
I know
watching
that
the
for a
dog
fact.
running around right now. Has that my Cheetos? But alright guys, I think we're actually gonna start winding down right here. Jamming for a while. Thank you so much for joining the first podcast. It means a lot. We'll try and do as many as possible whenever we can. Right now we don't have an exact set schedule, but you know what? We'll play with it. We'll figure it out.
Maybe later
Yeah,
on.
maybe we can
Yeah.
set up a schedule is what we can try and do. But again, thanks for tuning in so much. Leave a comment if you want to hear us talk about specific things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Destin, you want to say anything?
Billie Eilish out.
Okay.